takes? Well, it's time to find out. First, they'll have to tear up the gauntlet, a speedway that knocks robots down to size. Then they must conquer the labyrinth, a dizzying maze with robot traps at every turn. And finally, they gotta withstand the fight to the finish, an all-out war where only one can survive. Let's meet our first competitors. Now, entering the arena. Say all the nasty things you want about this robot, but don't you bring his mama into it. It's Son of a Monkey's Wrench. Weighing in at 206 pounds, Son of a Monkey's Wrench is all about power. His batteries can deliver a monster 250 amps, enough to start your car. And when push comes to shove, 3 nasty wedges are primed to knock his opponents into the sky.
And the monkey's designer is John Adapetro.
My robot is Son of a Monkey's Wrench, and we are going to shred some steel because our bot is unusually strong.
John is a man with a split personality. Sometimes he's just a laid-back couch potato, watching television with his teammate Jeremy. No, that's Jeremy. But at other times, he's a total adrenaline freak.
I love anything with a sense of adventure.
He pilots planes and he rappels off bridges.
Friends would often call me crazy and tell me I'm lucky to be alive.
Son of a Monkey's Wrench is a lot like its builder, low-key on the surface, yet fierce when called to action.
It's a very heavy-duty industrial strength robot, despite being low-tech.
But low-tech doesn't mean low performance. John's bot is driven by these, a pair of truck starter motors that draw a thundering 250 amps each.
If it can turn over the engine of a large truck, then it can probably push a robot.
But the high amperage burns out most electronic motor controllers.
After blowing out several of our $150 motor controllers, we finally decided to just go with standard mechanical relays.
Only these primitive DC relays can handle the massive power coursing through this robot.
The largest strength of our robots is, in a word, its strength.
In the high-tech realm of robotica, John's low-tech inventiveness could take him all the way to the finish.
And his opponent, in the tiny seaside village of Robotica, a massive tsunami breaks across the beach, bringing with it a terrifying robot that lays waste to everything it touches. Oh no, there goes Tokyo, it's Godzilla! This tank tread design boasts a unique feature, a full suspension system built around cantilevered shock suppressors. 2 half-horsepower motors drive the stainless steel treads around or over any obstacle.
And Godzilla's mastermind is Lawrence Fair.
The cantilevered suspension and superior engineering will make Godzilla a superior opponent.
Most people build robots to be powerful and tough, but that's not enough for Lawrence Fair. His robot also has to be a work of art.
As an artist, when designing the robot, I wanted the robot to be aesthetically pleasing, and form should follow function.
An aeronautics photographer by trade, Lawrence's artistic streak runs through everything he touches. But instead of a brush and canvas, he uses more powerful tools of the trade. His interest in robots began in childhood. Back then, his goals were a lot more practical.
Probably the first robot I ever wanted to build was something to mow the grass. That was one of my chores as a child.
Today, in his North Carolina workshop, Lawrence and his friend Mike are creating their latest work of art, Botzilla. Unlike its soft-spoken creator, Botzilla is a romping, stomping, fire-breathing beast. Forged from aviation-grade materials like titanium and honeycomb aluminum, this super sturdy robot is built to last. But the real trick is in the way it rolls.
Probably the most unique thing about the robot is the fact that it drives on a track system. It should be able to navigate the unique challenges offered by the Robotica course.
It's not just the track that makes Botzilla a threat. The independent suspension system ensures that the treads never leave the ground. This flat-footed design makes for great traction, and Botzilla is poised to make a big statement in head-to-head battle. They're primed and ready to take anything we can throw at them, so we've decided to throw it all. We call it the Gauntlet, and it hates robots with a passion. In fact, it once told me it hates robots so much. Okay, you're right. It didn't even talk to me. It doesn't even speak. But you can tell just by looking at it that it is mad. And here's how it works.
Two bots start here, then drive around the course in opposite directions. Along the way, they must smash through 4 increasingly difficult walls made of wood, cans, bricks, and finally, cement blocks. 10 points are awarded for each obstacle cleared.
But it doesn't stop there. Oh, no.
They got to get past each other, then travel down the opposite side of the track, heading back to the starting line. They score 5 points for each rubble pile pass. The first bot to make it up the ramp to the center arena gets 10 points. The second gets 5. Break all the glass, and the final wall slides down, bust through it, and 15 points are yours.
To find out if this is even possible, we'll check in with our Robotica expert, commentator, Dan Denkin.
Now, Dan, from where you're standing, what will be the biggest challenge for these robots in this event?
Amit, the gauntlet is all about managing speed and power. Some situations call for speed, but the paint cans require a different approach. If you drive slowly, it's almost impossible to get high-centered on a can. But some drivers bring trouble on themselves by plowing through the wall too fast. Slow and steady will win this race. Back to you.
Thanks, Dan. In this gauntlet competition, John Adapetro, son of a monkey's wrench, will be brachiating up the left side of the track, and Lawrence Fair's Botzilla will be stomping up the right. The robots are in position. The gauntlet is ready. Let's go.
Robots ready.
And the gauntlet is on. Botzilla climbing the wall of cans, and now he's stuck on them. Stop. Ouch. Raising that arm there. Son of a monkey's wrench pushes through the cans. He's going flat edge first, leaving the wedge in the back, trying to clear a path. Carrying some cans on his head there. And Botzilla flapping that arm in the breeze, Dan.
Amit, it's hard for a treaded robot to get high-centered on a single obstacle, but put several down and they can get into trouble.
Speaking of trouble, monkey's wrench into the rail. I'm not sure where he's going.
Amit, you can see the robot jiggling a little bit there. It could be having radio problems, or it could just be a power problem. The motors are trying to do what John's telling them to, but they just aren't getting enough juice.
Well, monkey's wrench is getting a little juice, enough to take out those bricks. Now he's sideways again. Looks like he's spinning his tires. Now Botzilla's free. He's coming around turn 1. Here's the Botzilla cam. Goodbye, bricks. Nicely done. Botzilla's climbing over. Here come the blocks. And yeah, Botzilla's at the halfway point. Monkey's wrench needs to keep pace. Look at all the debris he's carrying. Monkey's wrench just wiggling around. Now he's going backwards. He had that wedge aimed forward. He doesn't like that so much. And here comes Botzilla. He's around the halfway point, and there go the cement blocks. He stole that wall from Monkey's wrench, and now we're going to have a confrontation. Ah, nose to nose, Botzilla with a push. Now Monkey's wrench pushes back. This track isn't big enough for the two of them. Who is going to win this shoving match? Ah, I love the gauntlet. Oh, Botzilla backing away.
He may be content to let Monkey's wrench pass him in the corner, Amit. That last wall gave him a points lead. No need to damage his robot.
And there's smoke from Monkey's wrench, Dan. Damage has been done.
Well, we thought he was having power problems, and it didn't take much shoving for John and his driver to burn their bot out.
Botzilla's going to try to get by. Oh, a vicious pounding to the front of Monkey's wrench. Ah.
Amit, this is where the configuration of Monkey's wrench gets interesting. If he was in their wedge first, Botzilla could climb over easily. But with that flat edge leading, Botzilla may have problems.
Here goes Botzilla with another push. It's a lot of work here. He's having to push his opponent plus all the debris that Monkey's wrench is stuck in. Looks like he's trying to hug the inside rail. Maybe if he can keep that left tread on the ground, he's got a chance of getting past. I hope he does.
He's going to realign, Amit, hit Monkey's wrench square, push him into the corner, and get by on the turn.
The Botzilla can with the face full of Monkey's wrench. He's got an opening. He's through. He's on the last leg, baby.
He needs to be careful here, Amit. He hit the cans too fast last time and got himself stuck. If he goes slowly here, he should be able to work himself over the debris.
Having a little trouble, he's got one can right underneath him. He's working back and forth a bit to get that can free. Lawrence Fair at the controls. No need to panic here. Got his nose down, and he's over. Nicely done, Botzilla. He's back at the starting area. Lining up the ramp. Time for some glass breaking. It's a one-robot competition, Dan. This is great.
Botzilla has been steady around this whole course. He's shown he has enough control to not drive off the edge, but we've certainly seen stranger things this season.
Booyah! Another pane of glass goes away. There you see Lawrence Fair. He's being extremely careful. Botzilla is in the middle of the platform there. You can see he's trying to stay away from the edges. Another pane, John. 4 left. Now 3. Ooh, nice spin move. 2 panes left. For Botzilla, Lawrence Fair putting on a driving clinic now. Oh, yeah, baby. And there's the last one, and here comes the bonus pain. Lawrence Fair backing up for a big run at the glass. Oh, not so great. It bounces off a bit. Backed up, yeah, baby! Botzilla takes the gauntlet. A great couple behind performance. Lawrence Fair had trouble on the first leg, but his determination pays off.
Ahmet, Botzilla learned early that speed was not his best approach. Once he slowed it down, he used his strength and his amazing agility to win.
And Botzilla takes it. It's Botzilla with 90 points over Son of a Monkey's Wrench with 30. Tanya standing by with Lawrence Fair right now. Tanya?
All right, here we have Team Botzilla, the winners of this round in the gauntlet. Great job, you guys.
Thank you.
Now, I want to tell you, what was going through your mind at the exact moment when you were having a hard time getting past your opponent?
We knew it was going to be tough, but we just thought we'd just stick it out. We'll just keep going and try to fight our way through it.
Any strategies that you were thinking to get past the paint cans and the...
Just power on ahead and just blow through them.
Brute force.
Brute force. The big claw. Brute force.
Okay, we like the big claw. Great job, you guys. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, with Botzilla.
Coming up, Northern Fury and Thor enter the gauntlet. We promise a battle of chilling proportions. And later, Robotica unveils the labyrinth. Our robots better be ready. Robots never say die. Robotica. Welcome back to Robotica. Earlier, a close race against Son of a Monkey's Wrench turned into a big win for Botzilla as he cleaned up in the gauntlet. But things are just getting started. Let's meet our next set of competitors now entering the arena. Get stuck on this bot's wedge and you'll get a chainsaw to your undercarriage. It's Northern Fury! Weighing a mighty 205 pounds, Northern Fury is armored with no-frills 1/4 inch aluminum plating. He dares you to get close enough to attack because he's got a nasty surprise waiting for you. A chainsaw that is lined with flame-hardened steel blades, spelling doom for any bot belly that ends up on his trapezoidal wedge.
And the Northern Fury is led by Neil McDavitt Van Fleet.
We've brought our 205 pounds of Northern Fury, and we're going to break you down.
Ottawa, Canada can be a laid-back place to live, so Neil and his buddies like to build things that cause a stir. Like this medieval snowball-hurling catapult called a trebuchet.
We all just like to build things. Basically, we like to build things, we like to modify things, we like to, wire things together. We have a guy who's building model tanks, we have engineers, we have film students, we have a very eclectic team.
But they're not stuck in the Middle Ages, because now they're concentrating on combat-ready robots. Neil and the boys are only 15 to 20 years old, so they don't have the resources of some of the older Robotica contestants. But what they do have is better than a big bank account: ingenuity.
What other teams would use a $10,000 mill to do? Basically, we use this. We design everything based on what tools we have and what we know we can do.
One thing Neil is great at is charming friends like machine shop owners Ann and David Cross into giving him free, custom-made parts. That includes 1/4 inch aluminum armor that won't end up looking like Swiss cheese. Thanks to their doggedness, Neil has managed to equip his bot with 2 1.6 horsepower wheelchair motors, powerful enough to take team members for a spin and even pull a van. Just as you'd expect from guys who build medieval weapons, the robot's most cutting feature is this: a steel chain-driven conveyor belt packed with razor-sharp teeth.
It's like a chainsaw that runs through troughs on the front of our robot.
Now with Robotica looming ahead of them, Neil is confident that his innovative team will be able to beat the odds against them and emerge victorious.
And his opponent, a crack of thunder sends a shiver through the metallic hearts of Roboticaville. Ye gods, part the skies for Thor. Jamming the scales at 210 pounds, Thor's 24-volt motors have been geared for maximum torque, and its primary feature will throw more than lightning bolts. The giant CO2-powered lifting arm is big enough to fling competitors into the heavens.
And the guy who brought Thor down to earth is David Roy.
My robot's name is Thor. It has 2 grade 5 titanium spikes and a pneumatic-powered lifting arm. Thor will be in the final.
In the world of robot building, a genius isn't too hard to find. But how many of them are 15 years old? Between homework assignments, David Roy loves building things. His passion began with rockets. But then he saw robots competing on TV.
I thought a lot of these people are crazy, wasting all their money and having it break in 3 minutes. And then I kind of looked into it more and researched it, and I decided this is something I'd like to do.
David has always been a whiz kid. At age 3, he learned how to play chess, and 6 months later, he beat his instructor. He won his first science award when he was in 2nd grade. And through it all, his mother Cassandra has been by his side. A counselor at nearby Crenshaw High School in LA, her faith in David is unshakable.
I think he'll do great. His mind is made up, and whatever David makes up his mind to do, he'll do.
Thor is the first robot that David has ever built, but that doesn't worry him. In fact, David sees his inexperience as an asset.
Since I never built a robot before, I've never actually seen one in real life till I built this one. So I don't really have any preconceived ideas about how the robot should be.
But he knows from his rocket building experience that materials matter, and in this area, he's covered. This 4-wheel drive robot runs on 4 parallel shaft, high-torque motors that put out 1.9 horsepower each. So when it comes to power, it's no problem. For the armor, David used his student status to score some high-tech titanium from a local metal shop.
Well, I went in there and they said, we have these scrap pieces and it's out in these bins in the back. You can go get one. And I said, okay.
And when David needs to test Thor's weight limitations, he calls on his neighborhood pals. With his brain power and incredible support network, David is certain to earn his rookie robot stripes. As for his future, one thing's for sure, the sky's the limit for this talented team. What is it that has 8 walls, 8 rubble piles, and more glass than Corning, New York? If you guessed the gauntlet, you'd be right, and it's time to run these bad boys through it. In this gauntlet competition, Neil McDavitt Van Fleet's Northern Fury will be blowing up the left side of the track, and David Roy's Thor will be hammering up the right. That sound means we're ready to go.
Robots ready.
And they're off. Oh, the Thor cam through the cans. Thor on top of them there, a bit hung up. And Northern Fury takes out the cans, smooth around the turn, right through the bricks. Here go the blocks. Oh, Northern Fury bogs down. A lot of debris in front of him. Thor still fighting over those cans.
Amit, you can see Thor's frame just full of holes. He drilled them out in order to make weight before this competition. We'll see how that affects David Roy's robot.
And Northern Fury, no movement. Dan, what's up?
Amit, the way his plow drags along the ground, I almost wonder if Neil's robot might be sticking in a seam of the floor and not just the debris. That happened earlier this season with robots that featured ultra-low ground clearance.
Northern Fury having his problems, but so is Thor. He's still at the cans. Now he lowers that arm, goes at it again, and he's through. Thor at the first turn. Here's the Thor cam again, and he mows down the bricks. Oh, but look at that lifting arm. It tore clean off. Thor's stuck at the blocks now. He is falling apart. David Roy, oh, he knows he's got problems now, huh, Dan?
Yep, that arm is just hanging on by a thread. He's fighting to get over those blocks. It's just dragging behind him. It could get caught up in that rubble and become a real liability.
Thor plows ahead to battle zone 2, and there's Northern Fury blocking his way. How is Thor going to get past? Here he goes. Right into Northern Fury. He can't climb over that plow. He knocks Northern Fury loose, and now Thor is stuck. Oh, the irony. Northern Fury jostling for position, and Thor is able to back up a bit. Tires spinning now. That arm is just a useless piece of metal on that track. And here he goes again. Still can't get past Northern Fury. This is quite a standoff. Neither bot able to take control of the situation here. Northern Fury now, he might have found an opening on the inside of the turn. Ooh, does a wheelie, and he pushes past. I think he'll get credit for the wall. Good job, Fury. Into Thor's blocks now, and here goes Thor. Oh, that arm has completely broken off. That piston is just flopping around, and Thor getting stuck in the debris again, Dan.
Amit, you can see Northern Fury just spinning in circles there at the halfway point. It looks like he's lost power to his right wheel, and if that's true, Neil's going to be stuck doing donuts the rest of this competition.
He's trying to straighten it out, and now Thor is clear. He's heading around the last turn, still has those paint cans to deal with. They've been his biggest challenge. Oh, but he just pushes them away. He's up the ramp, and he goes for the force of glass. Thor making a mess. Very close to the edge there. He has to be careful. He lines up for another one, and There it goes! And Northern Fury bashing Thor's arm at Battle Zone 2. He is still stuck doing circles, Dan. Thor should be able to take his time on the platform. He's got, looks like 7 paints to go.
That graded platform could cause Thor problems if those parts he's dragging get caught in it.
There's a Thor cam. Looks like he's running backwards right now. You can see that piston bouncing around. Looks like the wire might be wrapped around his axle. Not stopping him so far, though. He's down to the final 2. Nope. 1, baby. Lurches a bit there. He's got it. The bonus paint is coming down. 15 points for the taken. Thor getting into position. Now he's stuck, really struggling with that piston around his back wheel. Time is going to run out on him if he can't get these points. Northern Fury on the other side of that pain. There's no way he's going to get around this course in time. Thor just dead on the platform, and there's the buzzer. Thor will get the victory, but he will not get the bonus points. David Roy with a solid performance, but he will have to do some work in the pits.
If you're going to have a malfunction, you'd rather it be a mechanical one than a catastrophic electrical one. Thor was able to fight ahead even while dragging pieces, but Northern Fury got left helpless at the halfway point.
And Thor takes it. It's Thor's 70 points to Northern Fury's 45. Let's go down to Tanya Memme and David Roy.
Woo! Hey everybody, here we have David Roy and his team representing Thor Revision 3. Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you very
That
much.
was a tough round of competition. Now, David, I know you're only 15 years old. You can't even drive a car yet. How did you do this? That was so much skill was put into this.
I drive RC cars a lot, and I've driven them over 60 miles per hour, so this is like a piece of cake.
Okay, and what strategy did you use to win this round?
I just kept transferring power to each side, just try to inch it by since the cylinder was holding 2 of our wheels off the ground.
It's okay, I can't wait to see you in the next round in the labyrinth.
Yeah.
All right. Look forward to it.
So with everyone through the gauntlet, the scores look like this. It's Botzilla leading Son of a Monkey's Wrench 90-30, while Thor leads Northern Fury 70-45. Coming up, we're sending 4 robots into the labyrinth. Only 2 will remain to take on the fight to the finish. You want to know who? All you got to do is stay with us. When we come back, we're really going to start messing with these guys. The labyrinth is coming up. Robotica. Welcome back, my lovelies. I hope you grabbed the appropriate snack, maybe some salted nuts and bolts, perhaps?
Here's how the score stands. It's Botzilla leading Son of a Monkey's Wrench 90-30, while Thor leads Northern Fury 70-45.
You know what time it is? It's time to check in with Dan Danknick, who is standing by in the pits as we speak.
Thanks, Amit. Well, let's check out this very neat-looking robot over here. Now, Lawrence, the most striking facet of your robot is the cool suspension. I was looking on these bogies, and on this one, there's actually a serial number. Why is there a serial number on this part?
That's a Lockheed serial number. This particular parts on this suspension came off a retired Lockheed L1011.
So you actually took parts off of an airplane to use on your robot.
We did some small modifications, and they just did the job. They just fit right in there.
Well, that's excellent. Now, we had some very strange smells coming from John's robot. Let's go over there and see what the deal is with that. John, what's going on underneath the hood here?
Well, we're about to open her up and find out. Let's rock her up this way. Watch. It's already off. All right.
Well, it's a little hard to see.
Yeah, we're packed in pretty tight over here.
Do you see anything right off the top of your head that could have been causing the smoke?
Looks like we got a little bit of heat right here.
Yeah.
Still hot.
And it's still hot. We had a slight bit of a heat meltdown on our
These
battery
look like your
terminal.
main battery packs here, right?
Oh yeah.
Now, did
Probably
you
a lot
bring
of
spare
fire action.
batteries?
Oh, we sure did.
So you'll be able to swap some new ones in here, test out the system, and get back into the labyrinth.
Yes, we can do that.
That's great news. Good. Well, good luck on that. Amit, back to you.
Thanks, Dan. We've put together a little test for our robots. It's called the Labyrinth. And when it's done with these boys, they'll be lucky if there's anything left for the fight to the finish. Here's how it works. The bots begin on this turntable. Once they're out, they must destroy 6 glass walls as fast as they can. The only thing stopping them are 6 deadly challenges. The tougher the challenge, the more points the glass wall is worth. To begin, a 253-pound box and a field of stabbing spikes block your way. Get past these and you've picked up 15 points apiece. Next, a pneumatic flip ramp and a wobbly suspension bridge. Negotiate these and 20 points apiece are yours. And finally, a sand pit and steel cargo rollers guard these 25 pointers. When all 6 walls are broken, these gates will unlock, revealing the 7th wall. The robot to break the glass here picks up 30 points and ends the almighty evil labyrinth.
And some added danger comes in the form of our Robotica rats. These bud-saw-toting rodents will do everything they can to keep the bots from reaching their goal.
But don't worry, none of the action will leave the castle walls, more commonly known as the molecularly bonded robotic protection grid.
Let's go down to Dan Dankneck and find out just how hard this is going to be.
Thanks, guys. As long as Botzilla remains reliable, he can go anywhere he wants. His tank treads and adjustable suspension make the labyrinth his to lose. Son of a Monkey's Wrench, on the other hand, has been fighting reliability all day long. He's already lost one set of batteries, and the challenges that the labyrinth present are going to tax this robot even further. Back to you.
Thanks, Dan. John Edipitro's Son of a Monkey's Wrench is cruising in on the right, and Lawrence Fair's Botzilla is rolling in on the left. It's bad manners to keep the labyrinth waiting, so let's do it.
Robots ready.
And the labyrinth is on. Botzilla right after Son of a Monkey's Wrench with that mighty lifting arm. Oh, he goes again, trying to flip his opponent right at the start. Botzilla getting nasty here. Monkey's Wrench may be free. Gets hit by the turntable wall. Oh, he pries the lid off Monkey's Wrench. The monkey just trying to get away here. Botzilla, now it looks like he's going past. He's done some damage. Now he's going for points. Botzilla at the spikes. Good timing, and he's across. 15 points ahead.
Amit, Monkey's Wrench isn't responding again. You can see that all too familiar shuddering motion he's doing.
Poor monkey, Dan. Botzilla makes his way across the spikes, looking to add to the lead. He's turning toward the suspension bridge now, Dan.
Because of those treads, this is actually a pretty safe obstacle for Botzilla. He doesn't have to worry about getting a tire caught off the edge.
And 20 more points for Botzilla. 4 obstacles left in the labyrinth. Safely back across the bridge, turns towards his opponent, Monkey's Wrench, still sitting there. Ah, yes, it's rodent time. The rats come after Monkey's Wrench. One gets stuck in the turntable. And now Monkey's Wrench gets moving. Can he get away?
He's got bigger problems, Amit. That glass breaker's dragging on the ground now. Totally useless.
Botzilla over the jump. He's going after the box. Lawrence Fair in command of the labyrinth at this point.
And he's got a brilliant strategy here, Amit. He's going after the low-point obstacles first, but these 15 points might actually clinch the win for him. He wants to secure the victory before risking the dangerous obstacles.
Monkey's Wrench, we're not even sure he has a chance at this point, but he definitely doesn't if he can't get moving. John and his driver are desperate for points. I don't know if they're going to be able to recover from the thrashing at the hands of Botzilla. Botzilla heads back across the jump. He's going to go for the rollers, ladies and gentlemen.
He doesn't want to damage his robot, though. The fight to the finish is still ahead.
Across the rollers, and if he hadn't clinched it before, those 25 points ought to do it. Botzilla back out from the rollers. Son of a Monkey's Wrench hard into the rail. That lid barely hanging on, and now it isn't. John Adapetro watches his robot fall apart. The Monkey's Wrench naked as it runs across the speed bumps. He's near the last 2 obstacles. And Botzilla now having to fend off a rat. He puts that arm down. Oh, we've seen what he can do. And the rat scurries away. Smart little rodent. Monkey's Wrench still having problems. And now the rat is back after Botzilla under him almost upends him. Botzilla manages to keep his treads on the ground. He's back across the jump. Oh, that was a dangerous moment there. Botzilla's going to head to the far corner where the last 2 obstacles are waiting. The red rat clears out of his way, but Monkey's Wrench will probably not be so accommodating.
Botzilla would rather go for the sand pit here than the flip ramp. It's just too dangerous.
Well, Monkey's Wrench is a little dangerous himself, Dan, hitting Botzilla, taking him on. Now he's getting underneath him. We got ourselves quite a standoff over here. Botzilla trying to get past. Lawrence may try to flip him again. I hope so. Botzilla pushes him back. He retreats. Now he's got his arm under Monkey's Wrench. Here he goes. Oh, he bent his arm. That's the one thing he couldn't afford. What a mistake for Botzilla.
Amit, you see the holes drilled in that arm. One of them is right where the piston connects, and that's where the arm gave way.
Son of a Monkey's Wrench gets a little bit of revenge here in the labyrinth. He's not going to win this thing, but he's at least going to make it difficult for his opponent. Botzilla going for the sand now. He's not having any problems turning around in that pit at all. And he climbs out 25 points. The flip ramp is all that's left. Will Botzilla go for it, or has he learned his lesson about pushing his luck?
Well, Amit, Monkey's wrench is in the way and might not be able to steer out of there even if he wanted to.
Botzilla is going for the exit. He has owned this event, baby. He's just trying to put the final touches on the great performance with the bonus phase. Time is running down. And Monkey's Wrench, a disappointing performance by John Adapetro. But Botzilla really went after him and caused him a lot of problems that I thoroughly enjoyed. And there's the siren. The rats have ganged up on Botzilla. He seems to be stuck there. Lawrence Fair tries to get a better vantage point. Free now. That broken arm, it seems to be caught in the gates. Botzilla backs up, gets another run up the gates. They're just refusing to fall. Botzilla trying to plow forward. Ah, so close. So close. Come on. There he goes. And the 30 points are his. What a great competition. Lawrence Fair and his teammate are moving on to the fight to the finish.
Amit, in a game where weapons become active, Botzilla didn't hesitate. He showed how effective that arm can be, but we also saw its weakness, and as a result, he has some work ahead of him.
And Botzilla takes it. Yeah! The final score in the Labyrinth, it's Botzilla with a commanding win, 130-0. All right, let's check in with Tanya, who's down with the winner.
Okay, now we have Lawrence Fair and his team representing Botzilla. What a great round of competition. I got to tell you, this was the best round that we've seen so far at the Labyrinth.
Thank you.
What do you think?
We're excited about it. We're happy with the outcome.
What was your secret?
Really no secret. We knew we had a lot of power. But we just went straight for the throat, right off the line.
Okay, well, great show, you guys. Here we go, fight to the finish. Woo! With Botzilla.
Botzilla beats Son of a Monkey's Wrench 220-30, and with the Labyrinth still to come, Thor is leading Northern Fury 70-45. We got our first robot in the fight to the finish, and if you want to know who he'll be facing, you've got to stick around. Coming up, a trip through the Labyrinth that's sure to take its toll on Northern Fury and Thor. And later, the fight to the finish gets personal. You got to be in it to win it, but that shouldn't stop you from enjoying it from the safety of your living room. Robotica will return. Robotica has returned as promised.
And the scores look like this. It's Thor with 70 points over Northern Fury with 45. Let's check in with Dan Danknick and see what kind of shape they're in.
Dan, how are things looking down there, my friend?
Thanks, Amit. There's been some major damage that's occurred. Let's investigate. David, you almost didn't make weight, and you went to all the work of Swiss cheesing your frame with these staggered holes, and then you had a failure in the arena. Can you show us that failure and tell us what happened? Your arm came off.
Yeah, well, these cast aluminum mounts, they snapped off, and this is the weakest point in our arm.
I see.
So, and cast aluminum is very weak.
So it's an alloy selection issue. If you'd used a different alloy of aluminum, it would have held on, you would have had an arm.
Or if we had used like a stronger metal material, period.
Well, this is really going to compromise your effectiveness. If you make it to the fight to the finish, you're not going to have a weapon. Any plans on what you're going to do?
We may try to repair it for the fight to the finish, just take like a little pit time each time and repair it bit by bit.
Now, speaking of damage, smells like we have a burnt motor over here. Let's investigate what's happening with Northern Fury. Neil, what's the status here? We have motor failure?
We don't know. We assume it's probably a wiring problem. All things equal and Occam's razor coming into effect, it's probably just a really simple, little, tiny thing that's gone wrong that unfortunately cost us the whole match.
Right. We saw you were unable to move on one side out in the event, and
as you can see, our wiring is a mess here.
I see. So you're going to spend a little time, debug the motors, start from the motors and start working
right
back?
There.
Yeah.
Oh, no. A low voltage, low power signal wire lost the connection to the power controller, and you lost control on one side. Well, these things happen, and it's attention to detail that makes the difference between winning and losing here in Robotica. Back to you, Amit.
Thanks, Dan. The name of the game is the Labyrinth, and it's 6 panes of glass guarded by 6 tough challenges. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. 15 points apiece for the box and the spikes, 20 for the bridge and the flip ramp, and 25 a pop for the sand and the steel rollers. Once all the glass is gone, it's off to this gate and an extra 30 for the guy who gets there first and breaks the glass.
Let's go down to our Dan Danknick and see if these guys have a chance.
Thor is a very fast bot with a strong driver behind the controls. The frame has been compromised by their last-minute drilling to make weight requirements. The spikes have the ability to upend a rickety robot or turn it sideways and could become a real time waster for Thor. Now, Northern Fury's philosophy has been slow and steady wins the race, and normally I'd agree. Their only problem? They've got a lot of points to make up in the labyrinth if they're going to move on. They need an early coup against the damaged Thor if they're going to have a chance. Back to you.
Drivers check, robots check, labyrinth check. The game is on. Okay, let's go.
Robots ready.
And here we go, Thor out fast. He didn't get that lifting arm fixed before this competition, so he's going for points instead of a fight. And right across the spikes for 15. Nice. Northern Fury heading the other way. He's going toward the flip ramp.
Ahmed, he's wisely driving backwards to get across that ramp. The plow could get stuck on the ramp's edge.
And he nails the glass for 20, gaining ground on Thor. He's turning back around to get across the ramp. Ah, nice timing for Northern Fury. Thor now heading toward the suspension bridge, trying to get this lined up. He doesn't want his wheels falling off the edge here. David Roy moves around to get a better view. He's head on, and Thor is across, 20 points, 3 obstacles down. This labyrinth is going fast. Thor very careful getting back across the bridge, and he's safely out. Northern Fury is heading through the saloon doors. It's going towards the box.
Ahmed, that two-wheel design is very difficult to drive straight.
And out come the rats. Northern Fury tries to push the box aside. He wants to get these points before the rats get in the way. He gives it another hit, and the box gets turned a bit sideways there. And now Thor's lining up the rollers. These are a big 25 points if he can get through. He's up the rail, hits the ball. Here's the Thor cam, right under the wrecking ball and through the glass. 2 obstacles left as Thor prepares to come back out. He wants to go right in between those wrecking balls. Here he comes, and the red rat charges in. Thor bashes him aside, not taking any guff from the varmint. Thor's crossing back across the labyrinth now. Northern Fury still trying to clear the box. He hits it hard. Neil McDevitt Van Fleet's been fighting this obstacle for a while. Looks like the box is wedged diagonally, Van.
And the opening isn't wide enough for him. This is crucial. Northern Fury has to get these points and the sand for a shot at winning.
And now the Gray Rats making things worse, not letting Northern Fury by. I think this may be a lost cause. These points may go to waste. And now Northern Fury retreats back through the saloon doors. He's going to try the sand. It's the only thing left.
And this is an obstacle he has to do backwards, Ahmed. That leading plow would just dig him in and leave him stuck.
Here he goes into the pit. Bogs down a little, trying to work free here, and Thor moves in over the speed bumps. Red Rat following. There's Northern Fury coming back out of the sand. Oh, this could get ugly. Northern Fury going in plow first this time. Oh, and immediately bogs down. Thor fights with the Gray Rat now, trying to get clear. Oh, look at that buzzsaw. It's not spinning. Lucky for Thor. Gray Rat moves away, tail between his legs, and Thor looks like he's going for the box now. Gray Rat's been guarding that obstacle fiercely. Northern Fury still in that sand. Neil's looking on, doesn't seem to have a lot of confidence there. He's not even trying now. Northern Fury is in deep. Thor is at the box. You can see how it's wedged in at an angle there. He's trying to get through that narrow opening. It's just too small. I don't think he's got a prayer here, but he sure has determination. He's going after it again. Now he's trying to line up his robot. I don't care how good of a driver David Roy is, he ain't getting through that hole. He seems to realize that now. Thor is heading back toward the entrance.
The sand is the only thing left, Ahmed, and Northern Fury is stuck there. If he can't get moving, he's actually going to lose 25 points for blocking that obstacle.
The Red Rat's making life miserable for Northern Fury, pounding him even deeper. And there's the siren. Thor's backing up for a big run at the gates. Oh, David Roy's looking to tear those things off the hinges. Here he goes. He's up and he's over 30 points. David Roy has done it. The 15-year-old phenom has won the labyrinth. An incredible performance. He's moving on to the fight to the finish.
Ahmed, this match was all about points, and Thor scored early and often. Northern Fury was eventually forced to take a chance. It cost him, and Thor took the game.
And Thor is moving on to the fight to the finish. Here's the score. It's Thor with 90 points over Northern Fury with -5. All right, let's check in with Tanya, who's down with the winner.
All right, here we have David Roy and his team, Thor. All right, what a great round of competition. What was your strategy?
Just break the high point obstacles and leave them the hard ones.
How are you gonna get ready for the fight to the finish? You guys are going!
Yeah, we're gonna get our pneumatic system up again and just strategize how to beat Botzilla.
Congratulations, guys! We are going to the fight to the finish. Woo!
We've got ourselves a fight to the finish here, people. It's Botzilla versus Thor in an all-out battle for technical supremacy. Bystanders beware. Psst. Check it out. I got you great seats. Don't tell anyone. I can get into trouble. Robotica will be right back. Right? Coming up, Lawrence Fair and David Roy will risk it all for a chance at the Robotica Finals. You want to see how it all turns out? You got to stick around. Robotica will return. This I swear. Robotica is back, and things are about to get a whole lot more interesting. Botzilla and Thor are about to decide who wants it more. Botzilla handily beat Son of a Monkey's Wrench in the Gauntlet, and in the Labyrinth, he humiliated him by pulling his armor down.
Thor ran rings around Northern Fury in the Gauntlet, and in the Labyrinth, he took the final pain while his opponent sat the sound.
We've eliminated the rest. Now we're left with the best. But only one can move on to the Robotica Finals. That's right, there can be only one. And to find him, we've devised a battle so brutal, it could only be called the fight to the finish. And here's how it works. Two robots enter this platform and battle it out for 1 minute. When that minute's up, the safety gates drop and the last man standing moves on to the finals. The other guy becomes scrap metal. The two competitors have taken their place in the skybox. David Roy and Lawrence Fair prepared to do battle. And here we have Thor. He's got that lifting arm back in place. Will it be strong enough for this intense competition? That's what I'm wondering. And here comes Botzilla. He's put a black sheath in that arm where he made repairs, and he's added Lex and wedges to his sides to keep Thor from getting under him. Slow and steady has been his approach. Will it work here? Both of these bots are trying to overcome damage to win a fierce battle here tonight. Let's see how it goes down.
Robots ready.
And a slow start looks like a strategy game from the get-go. Both robots trying to get beside the other one. Looks like both of their arms are working. Who's going to get position? Botzilla turns broadside, and Thor gets beside him. The arm misses. Botzilla spins. Thor with another chance. He pushes Botzilla, but can't get that arm up in time. Thor off the rail, spins. They're nose to nose. Botzilla misses with the arm. They jostle for position. Again, they hit. And this time the arm works. Thor lifts a bit, but gets free. More spinning. Both bots looking for an angle. Again, head to head. Thor into the rail, and Botzilla lifts him up. And Thor onto his side. Oh, yeah. Botzilla loses the end of his arm, but he flips Thor over. That may be all she wrote, baby. Botzilla doesn't need that arm anymore. He just needs a good push when the rail goes down. He's moving in. The clock is running down. Thor is helpless, and there goes the gates. Ah, there goes Botzilla. Thor into the spikes. Yes. He fought hard, but Botzilla was able to get the better of him today. Lawrence Fair celebrates. What a victory. David Roy, a tough competitor, 15 years of age, demands and deserves our respect. He was awesome. But Lawrence Fair, my friends, he's moving on to the finals. Great job.
Thank you.
And there it is. Our sixth finalist decided. Incredible. The next time you see the fight to the finish, it'll be for keeps.
Amit, both robots had their chances here, but Thor's lifting arm didn't seem strong enough to flip Botzilla. Botzilla's arm may have fallen apart, but by then the match was already won.
I'm standing here with Lawrence Fair, the man of the hour, the guy with the golden touch. You took the whole thing. You beat Thor. How do you feel, Lawrence?
We feel good. You built a tough bot. We had a tough battle, and fortunately, we came out ahead.
How are you avoiding his unbelievable skill at driving? He's 15, this guy.
He's a real good driver. We knew he had the speed, but we knew he got the power. We just had to get him where we wanted him, and hopefully just throw him over the edge.
Congratulations, my friends. I'll see you guys in the final. Good luck, Botzilla rules. Next time, it's the Robotica Finals, where 6 winners from this season will battle it out for the championship and the Robotica Trophy. Will it be the oh-so-flexible Flexi Flyer, the powerful Killer Gorilla, the nimble Debot, the vicious ill-tempered Mutt, the unstoppable Armageddon, or the deadly Botzilla? You don't want to miss even a second of Robotic Mayhem. Trust me, I wouldn't lie to you because I love you. For Dan Danknick, Tanya Memme, and myself, I'm at Zappa. Goodbye, and remember, always recharge your batteries before you get into the ring. Words to live by. Robotica.